Welcome into the Baltimore Ravens Rundown. My name is Joey Petersen. So happy that you are joining us for our live edition every single Tuesday evening. We got an awesome show lined up for you guys. Some huge news coming out of Ravens joint practice with the Indianapolis Colts. The rumor is there was a fight, and by rumor, it's the truth. Some fists thrown at practice today, which personally I love, okay? I would rather my teams fight during joint practice than not, if I'm being 100% transparent with you. Then, coming up after that, we got our Ravens-Colts preview. Those two kick it off on Thursday night, literally 2 days from now, 49 hours from now. 2 days, 1 hour from now, we will be live for that game, hanging out for an hour preview, and then, of course, we'll get the whole game for you guys. We're going to preview top players to watch for, top things to watch for, and then, of course, coming up last, we've got our live Ravens Rundown mailbag. Your questions, my answers, right here on the channel. Before you ask me a question, though, I got to ask you one. Who you got on Thursday? Give me the answer in the chat down below. Are you going with Baltimore or are you going with Indianapolis? Who's going to walk away with the dub for the first preseason game of the year? Go ahead and let me know in the comment section down below as we bring on our producer, Jack Lotta-Ray. Jack, who do you got? Ravens, Colts.
I just want to make the comment real quick. If there are not bodies on the floor, is it even worth having joint practice?
No, I don't think it is.
If there is not some blood, is it even worth joint practice?
No, it's not. Like, I like when my teams fight in training camp, just in general with each other. But if you go a joint practice and don't get into at least a little bit of a scuffle?
If there is not the classic clip of both teams in a Major League Baseball style brawl, then it's like the phrase "picture it didn't happen." Video fight or it didn't happen.
Fights or did if a team doesn't fight during a joint practice, did a joint practice even happen? It's like
that's what I'm saying.
Fall in the woods.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. I love it, man. It shows that, you know what, they got a little fire under them. It also shows that at this point, they're tired of playing against each other. They're ready to be playing against somebody else. So I love the aggression behind it. We got a lot of BALs in the chat. We got Kimberly Jabir, X-Lite Tactical Precision, Alexa Plays, 619 Cali Factors in here. We got X-Lite Kimberly Jabir. Lots of activity going on in the chat. I absolutely love it. Jacko says, I don't like the idea of a joint practice because it gives the opponent information that might be useful later. Yeah, it does, but at some point, you're going to put that all on film anyway. And so, don't do a joint practice with a team that you're playing early in the regular season. But, doing a joint practice, especially if you don't play those teams early in the season, it's not going to do you much.
But
because
also,
after the first 3 or 4 weeks of the season, everything you have is on film anyway.
But also, it's like a lot of individual drills.
Yes.
7-on-7s, and then you do 11-on-11.
And then some 2-minute at the end.
Yeah, and then you do some 2-minute 11-on-11s, but it's like you're not really showing. And it's a lot of backups, and it's a lot of different it's like a glorified preseason game. It's less than a preseason game. It's practice. Yeah. I don't really agree with that take.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but also I don't think it's as big of a deal as you might think it is. If you're wondering what those purple numbers are next to some people's names in the chat, that's what we like to call our top fans. And you can become a top fan 2 ways. Number 1, you can comment all stream long as much as you can. Number 2, you can super chat in. That's going to shoot you most likely to the top of the leaderboard. Right on top, we have Tactical Precision. We've got Kimberly Harmon. And then we also have, who else is up there? That looks like Raven 76 Bmore, if I'm not mistaken. But keep getting those comments in the comment section if you want to see yourself on the top of this top fans for the Baltimore Ravens Rundown. Also, if you want to shoot up to number 1, you can send in a super chat, and that's going to get you up a lot of XP and probably put you to the top of the list. Daniel said, I'm happy you're live and can watch in peace. Daniel, we're live now. We'll be live for the game again. The game kicks off at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central. We'll be live 5 Central, 6 Eastern. Whole hour of pregame. A lot of fun will be had, and then, of course, we will be live for the entirety of the game. If you guys want to get on the show, since you guys are so active in the comment section, which I love, keep doing that. Use hashtag Ravens in the chat, or you could super chat to get on today's Q&A. We'll be doing a live mailbag at the end of the show, third segment of today's show. And so if you guys want to see your face, name, question on the screen in the YouTube video, go ahead and get your questions for me in the chat and use hashtag Ravens. Or if you want to guarantee it, you can go ahead and super chat to get on today's Q&A. Appreciate all of you guys being here with us. We got 60 people watching, 15 likes. Make sure if you haven't yet, keep hitting that like button, okay? Because we're going to use it today as an RSVP, okay? Will you be live with us during the preseason? If you will, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Like the stream if you're going to be right there with us when we are live Thursday night for the Ravens-Colts preseason game. It'll be at M&T Bank Stadium, but we are always going to be right here. I actually guess not right in this studio, but today we're in Studio F. We're going to be live in the Chat Sports Studios for every single game this season. Studio B, question mark? I think, Game 1, Studio B. There we go, Studio B. I heard some rumors on once Studio P gets finished, that might be getting thrown my way. So, exactly, people are talking. Yes, I know. I think you'll stay where you are. I think you will. Chip's not going to move from where he is, and I doubt they'll move you. Make sure to hit that like button. 25 likes already. Can we get to 30 before we start our segment? They're rowdy. They're excited for some preseason football. That's how you know it's August. When we're all getting juiced up about football games that at the end of the day don't even really matter, but we just want to watch some dang football, ladies and gentlemen, because we are cold-blooded Americans and we love this sport more than we love our own families. Can I get an amen down there in the chat? Attendance Squad says, what's your score prediction for the Colts game? Great question. My score prediction is something low. I'm going to say like 17-13. Yeah, it's going to be, if you missed it, it's going to be Anthony Richardson. He's going to be the starter for Thursday night's game. And then Daniel Jones is going to be their starter week 2, preseason week 2. So make sure to get those questions in. Letting you know, Jack, about the questions. That cut will be going out after the preseason game. So if you could sift through when the time comes, that would be helpful, if that's a possibility. Yeah, I think we've gotten one, maybe. Yeah, other than that, I think we're good so far. Yeah. All right, sweet. Keep hanging out. Keep liking today's video. And we got some awesome seconds for you. Coming up right now, Ravens news from Joint Practice. Welcome into the Baltimore Ravens Rundown. I am your host, Joey Petersen. Today we have a joint practice. Colts came over to Owings Mills. Practice against the Baltimore Ravens. Lots of one-on-ones, some 7-on-7, some 2-minute drills, lots of different things. And I'm going to give you my 5 news, notes, and worthy things to talk about from today's joint practice with the Colts. Now, why are they having a joint practice, you might ask? Well, it's because they're playing on Thursday night. 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It will be a home matchup in M&T Bank Stadium. Ravens-Colts, first week of preseason. Guess what? We're going to be there right here on the channel for it. But speaking of that game, I want you to get down in the comment section, take your crystal balls out, and predict the score of Thursday night's preseason game. Colts, Ravens, who wins? What's the score? Let me know down below in the comment section. We're going to start off with some injury news, injury rumors about Kyle Hamilton. If you remember, this is something we talked about yesterday. He left Ravens practice after just a little bit, but it was a vet day, so people thought maybe he was just getting some rest. Well, Jeff Zreback tweeted earlier today, do not see Kyle Hamilton on the practice field. He took only a few reps yesterday and then was stretching, appeared to be abdominal related on the sideline. When it comes to Kyle Hamilton, in this injury, I'm not concerned yet. John Harbaugh put a little bit of those concerns to bed at the end of practice today when he said kind of same thing he said about Zay Flowers is. It's just one of those camp deals. But at the same time, like in the same breath, I think it would be ridiculous to just 100% blow this off because Kyle Hamilton's a guy who's one of your most important football players on this team, arguably the most important player on the defense. You need him because of how valuable he is and how many things he does out there on the football field. And I don't really love the fact that he's going to be going into the 2025 season a little bit injured. Now, I hope it's nothing too serious, right? I hope John Harbaugh is correct and it's nothing crazy. But still, like right now, I'm not concerned. If this continues on for the next couple of weeks, I'll be a little bit bummed, a little bit concerned about it. What's your concern level with Hamilton's injury? Scale it for me 1 to 100 in the comment section down below. 100, you're the most concerned. 1, you're the least concerned. Let me know your answer down there. We got fight night, ladies and gentlemen. It was Fight Club in Owings Mills, and I'll tell you this right now. There's a reason I'm saying that with a smile. Jonas Schaefer was the one who broke the news, and we have a sideline clearing brawl. Special teams getting temper spurred up. Nate Wiggins threw a punch to defend a Ravens defensive back after a late shove, and things escalated from there. Didn't last long before the sides were separated. I'm going to be real with you guys. This is something that I absolutely love. If I'm looking at the scope of training camp, joint practices, all of that stuff, I would rather my team be getting in fights during joint practices than not getting in fights during joint practices. Because it shows me a lot. It shows me, A, they've got some aggression. B, they've got some team pride. And C, they're tired of this practice stuff. They're ready to go out and play. They're ready to go out and hit. I love it. I think it's a great sign, okay? Nate Wiggins actually got booted from practice. He came off the sideline to get involved with the fight, was thrown out, and watched the rest of the practice from the locker room. Jonas Schaefer with a little bit more saying, looks like Colts returner Tyler Goodson got physical with Ravens defensive back Keon Martin after the play was over. Then Nate Wiggins appeared to take exception, left the sideline to confront Goodson's. Things popped from there. I love that Nate Wiggins is taking a little bit of, I don't want to say accountability, but he's out there defending his guys. He sees the Colts returner, Tyler Goodson, messing with Keon Martin, and he says from the sideline, goes over there and decides to make something about it. Decides to stand up for his teammates. I think that's a phenomenal thing. It got me thinking, though, okay? Who's the last Raven you'd want to take in a fight? Like, who's the last guy, if you're stepping into a ring and you look on the other side, you'd want to see of all the Baltimore Ravens currently on the roster, okay? I think I have 2 that come to mind. Number 1, I think, is Nnamdi Madubuike. Number 2 is Roquan Smith. Both of those guys, I do not want to be within a 50-foot radius of if there's any sort of, punching gloves involved. Coming up, we got 3 more takeaways coming out of camp, coming out of joint practice today with the Indianapolis Colts, but you're going to have to hold on tight because I got something even better than that. I got an awesome deal for you. You get this Ravens hoodie for $34. All you got to do is go to chatsports.com/purple hoodie. It was $70. Now it's $34. And I promise you this deal is not going to last for long because it used to be even cheaper than that. But the closer we get to football season, this thing's going to keep on changing. So get it at that price right now by going to chatsports.com/purple hoodie. I made it super easy for you guys. Put that link in the comments and description of today's video. The wide receivers, something I noticed today, they were out there and they were working. I'm talking working, having a lot of really great days. Jonas Schaefer saying the Ravens wide receivers won most of their one-on-one reps with Colts DBs. Dayton Wade and Anthony Miller got the biggest pops for nice and acrobatic catches. And the Ravens wide receivers were still doing things outside of one-on-ones. Right? They made plays in 7-on-7. They made plays in the 2-minute drill. They were really, really good for the entirety of joint practice today. And I think this is a great sign, right? Not only do you have Rashad Bateman and Zay Flowers back and fully healthy and practicing today, but then you obviously added DeAndre Hopkins over the offseason, and you got a lot of guys outside of those 3 that you have confidence in, but you're still kind of waiting to see something. I'm talking Tylan Wallace. I'm talking LaJohntay Wester. I'm talking Anthony Miller. Dayton Wade, Keith Kirkwood. There's a ton. I could go on and on and on. And so the fact that they're in this joint practice, playing really, really well, practicing really, really well, just gets me really, really excited to see them come preseason game on Thursday. Another strong performance, it wasn't just the wide receivers, it was another pass catching position. It's Charlie Kolar. He had an absolute day today against the Indianapolis Colts. Charlie Kolar has been a star today, Jonas Schaefer says. A couple of nice catch and runs, touchdown in the red zone, now a tough catch over the middle while being leveled from behind. The Ravens are truly #blessed with their tight end room. Jonas says it the best right there. This team is blessed with their tight end room. Now, Isaiah Likely is dealing with that injury, so Charlie Kolar, over the last week or so and on and into the preseason, is going to have to step up in that tight end spot. Mark Andrews will be the tight end one for this team for the rest of this training camp because of Isaiah Likely's, injury with his foot and his surgery that he had to have on the fractured foot, the slight fracture. But it's great to see a guy like Charlie Kolar, who I don't think a lot of people mention much when talking about this tight end room. They talk about Mark, and they talk about, obviously, Isaiah as well. And if they do mention Charlie Kolar, they kind of just say, he's a really good blocking tight end. But I think today he proved that if one of those guys goes down during the season, knock on wood, I hope that they don't. But if it does happen, he can step right in and perform just as well as any of those guys in that roster. What say you guys? Do the Ravens have the best tight end room in the league? Give me a yes or give me a no in the comment section down below. And if you don't think they do, let me know which one's better. Last but not least, our news from joint practice today against the Indianapolis Colts. Lamar had a little up and a little bit of down. Colts' first-string defense turned the tide in the last full-team period. Lamar Jackson's just 2 for 7 over the past 3 periods. Uncharacteristic drop by DeAndre Hopkins and some sniff-out plays that Lamar had to dirt. Good coverage on a deep shot to Rashad Bateman, too. So that's the dip, right? That's the down. But then, of course, as we know with Lamar Jackson, when he goes down, he's going to quickly come back up, rise back up to the level of his play that we've come to know over the past couple of years. In 7-on-7s, Lamar Jackson hit Zay Flowers on a nice 10-yard out and then threw a 15-yard back shoulder pass to DeAndre Hopkins, then overthrew a pass to Rashad Bateman on a deep pass. I'm not worried about Lamar Jackson one bit, one iota, 1 second, okay? And I know we've heard a lot of how his training camp so far has been fine. I looked at the Baltimore Banner stock report, which is they pretty much poll 21 media members, and they vote on a ton of different things. And one of them was Lamar Jackson's grade throughout the training camp so far. And a lot were in that B to B- range, which isn't great. But also, I think we all have confidence in the fact that once the regular season rolls around, he's going to be able to flow right back into where he was last year and perform to that exact same level. That's going to do it for today's show, and we're about to get on out of here. Before we do, though, make sure you follow me on social media. You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram, both of those at Joey Petersen 8. And if y'all haven't subscribed yet to the channel, today is the perfect day to change that. Daily updates for your Baltimore Ravens all throughout training camp, into the preseason, into the regular season. We're going to be right here at the Ravens Rundown. Let me know. I love this question. Who is the last Raven you would want to take in a fight? Bryce Mitchell is in the chat. I'm here to support Joey. You get in my face. 10-yard out merchant. Guys, I'm going to let you know something. I love Bryce. Bryce is one of my really good friends. But he is a Steelers fan. Okay? So harass him in the chat if you want to. But let me know. Who is the last Raven you would want to take in a fight? Mine's Metabike and Roquan Smith. Jack, I know that you are a Patriots fan. I want you to answer this from the Patriots' perspective. Who's the last New England Patriot you would want to take in a fight? On the current roster.
Trying to think. I'm not as versed on the roster as I probably should be.
That's fair.
Let me look real quick.
Okay. He's looking a little bit more. He says he's not as versed on the roster.
I'm so entrenched in just so many different teams doing so many different lives that I don't really have time to
That's fair.
look at my own team.
He's a busy man. Attendance squad said Derrick Henry with that stiff arm.
Oh,
That's a good honorable mention. I think Derrick Henry was my third. I mentioned him when we talked about in The Office.
I'm gonna say Robert Spillane. He's a dog.
Okay, that's a good one. 619 Cali Factor saying, "Are you from Baltimore, bro? Are you talking about me, 619? Because I am not. I am actually from Dallas, Texas, Arlington, Texas, and we are, funny enough, currently based in Chat Sports Studios, which are in Dallas, Texas. So not too far from where I grew up, 45 minutes about from home. If you want to get on the show later, use hashtag Ravens or Super Chat to get in today's Q&A. Super Chats shoot you up to the top of the list, okay? And so if you want a little bit of priority in the mailbag, Super Chat and get your questions on the show, guaranteed. And then if you guys just want to get the chance, roll the dice, use hashtag Ravens in the comments section. Let's look at YouTube's top fans. We got Attendance Squad. Looks like he has moved up to first place. Who is that in second? I can't tell who that is. Oh, it's Ascentes 107. Yeah, I don't like that it shows the ads either. And then Ravens 76 B More, of course, always up there, is in third place. If you guys want to get to the top of that list, all you got to do is Super Chat, and you will be our number one fan on today's stream. Attendance Squad asked, how old is my dog? Applesauce just had her second birthday. It was June 23rd. So, yes, he is. I think that's probably a good call. Yes, we got her in September of 2023, so we've almost had her for 2 years, but she was born in June of 2023. So she is 2 years and 2 months old. Bryce said, can we all agree Myles Garrett is actually not good at football? Happy birthday to Apple. Yeah, I guess we could agree with that, Bryce. Actually, though, Myles Garrett, funny enough, he is in Arlington, Texas, as in he's from my hometown. Attendance Squad. Yeah, and he is very good at football. But he's not. You're right, Bryce. Attendance Squad, is she a golden doodle? Yes, she is. She is a medium-sized golden doodle, though. So, like, the normal-size ones can get up to, like, 60 pounds, but she's at, like, 30, okay? And she's a little bit bigger than a mini. The mini's, like, 15 pounds, so she's right in the middle. Kimberly Harmon says, love watching your live show, Joey. Kimberly, thanks so much. I appreciate you. So glad you're here every single week. Can't wait for you to be here all throughout the season as well. You're one of the mainstays on this channel. Make sure to get your questions in. Also, keep liking today's stream. We're at 38 likes. Let's try to get that up to 50 at least by the time we log off today. If you have not yet, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. It's free to do so. Helps us out a ton right here on the channel. We greatly appreciate it. What it does, it tells the YouTube algorithm, you know what? People are enjoying this content. So then it sends it out to other people across the YouTube sphere, and then the Ravens flock family just grows. So, like today's video, hit that thumbs up button if you haven't yet. Bryce said applesauce lore. She hates me, Chad. Bryce, I'm screenshotting that. And I'm going to send that to my wife later. That's hilarious. It is true, X-Light. She does hate Bryce. She honestly, I love her, but she hates most people just in general. She's a little bit protective. So we love that about her, but also sometimes it makes it hard to, bring her in public. So, okay, Jack, we ready to roll with segment number 2? Coming up next, we got our preseason preview for the game against the Indianapolis Colts. Sit tight. We got a lot of really great things to watch for coming up right here on the Ravens Rundown. We are so back, ladies and gentlemen, because tonight, Ravens Colts face off in preseason week 1. And guess what? We're going to be live for the entirety of it. And an hour before, we'll go live 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Central. The way you make sure you don't miss us, subscribe, turn on those notifications, and make sure you're hanging out for the best watch party you'll have right here on YouTube. Preseason week 1 is here, and it is glorious. Taking on the Colts in M&T Bank Stadium, and I could not be more excited. It is about time. Football season is back, even if it is the preseason. Even if it is one of those deals in a month. Nobody's going to remember about this game, but we're going to be here. We're going to be excited for it, and I'm going to give you some top things to watch from that game against the Indianapolis Colts. Now, my take in the beginning, I'm just going to put this out here. Don't expect to see the starters or key players get much run at all against Indianapolis. Like, if you're getting excited about watching Lamar Jackson play a lot of football, I hate to burst your bubble, but that's just not going to happen. And the reason is there's just no reason to risk any injury. Now, I'm all for playing starters if you're one of those teams that you don't really know much about your team, or you got a lot of young talent. This team knows who they are. Okay, and sure, they've got some young talent. Those guys will play as well. But like the Derrick Henrys, DeAndre Hopkins, Lamar Jacksons of the world, this team is primed to win double-digit games yet again, and you don't want to risk anything in the preseason with those guys with whom your season, the balance hangs in their hands. Who do you got? Let me know in the comment section down below. Give me a BAL if you're walking with the Ravens. And if you're, for some reason, are rooting for the Colts, go ahead. Get down below and type those INDs. Some news before we get into the top things to watch for. This, of course, came out on Tuesday. Anthony Richardson is going to start in Thursday's game against the Ravens, and then Daniel Jones will start week 2 against Green Bay. That just means start. We're going to see both quarterbacks. We'll just probably only see Anthony for the first quarter, maybe 2, and then it's going to shift to Daniel Jones. So excited to see how that quarterback battle ends up playing out. Now, what do you want to watch for? If you're a Baltimore Ravens fan, I'm going to give you 5 things to keep your eyes on watching this game. Number 1 is the young defensive studs. And, of course, I'm talking about the 2 that you took with the first 2 rounds of the 2025 NFL Draft. I'm talking Malachi Starks, and I'm talking Mike Green. What I'm looking for is Malachi's grasp of the defense. He got thrown in there and thrown automatically into a starting spot after Ardarius Washington suffered that Achilles injury. Now, he still was going to have to play a ton of minutes. He was going to play a ton of snaps in 2025, but now it's a little bit different, right? You don't really have as much depth behind him as you did before. And so what I'm looking for him is that he has a good and solid grasp of this defense, of Zach Orr's system, and of his position within all of that. Now, for Mike Green, I'm looking for dominance off the edge from Mike Green, if I'm being 100% honest with you. And I know that sounds a little bit unfair. Like for Malachi, my bar is a little bit lower. I'm just looking for a grasp. And for Mike Green, I'm looking for a little bit more splash. But let's be real. It's easier for edge rushers to stand out in the preseason because they're going against second-string, third-string tackles. Well, Malachi Starks, he doesn't get to have as much of an impact per snap that we can at least see, and we can at least see as dominant as Mike Green has. Because every single rep, he's going to go face-to-face, one-on-one against another guy, and I want to see him beat him more times than not. Honestly, I just can't wait to see both of them pop. Okay, I know they're both going to be doing things that's going to make me scream, jump out of my chair, yell, shout, lead a Ravens chant, whatever it is, because we're just excited to see some football and so excited that both those guys are wearing purple and black this next year. Are you excited to watch Green and Starks? If you are, do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up button and like today's video if you're pumped up to watch those 2 rookies. Number 2, no sugarcoating it with this one, Keaton Mitchell. Keaton Mitchell. I'm excited to watch Keaton Mitchell play football, and that's what you need to be watching for. He absolutely dominated on Sunday's practice training camp inside M&T Bank Stadium, was open to a ton of fans, looked like a really awesome time. And Cole Jackson said, my biggest takeaway, Keaton Mitchell is back. The combo of Henry Mitchell is going to be so fun, thunder and lightning. And I'm really excited for this 1-2 punch, okay? He looked like his old self on Sunday, for being 100% honest. The old self that we got used to seeing back in 2023 when he actually had a phenomenal rookie year. 47 carries, 396 yards, an NFL-leading 8.4 yards per carry, and 2 touchdowns. Then, of course, he had the ACL injury. Seems like last year they rushed him back a little bit too quick. You never got him at his full 100% potential. And now he's back 100% healthy. And the 1-2 punch of him and Derrick Henry is going to be incredibly exciting to watch. Okay? And I'm not saying anything bad about Justice Hill. He's going to have his own role in the running game and the passing game. But Keaton Mitchell is just really special when he's got the football in his hands. You know what else is really special that you can get in your hands? This Ravens purple hoodie. $34. That's all it's going to cost. You go to chadsports.com/purple hoodie to take advantage of that deal as quickly as you can, because the closer we get to the season, the more that price is going to go up. Okay, chatsports.com/purple hoodie. That link's in the comments and description of today's video. And I know what you're saying, right? You're saying, Joey, it's August. Why are we talking hoodies? Well, guess what? Like Tracy Lawrence once said, time marches on. It's very quickly going to be September, then October, then November, and then all of a sudden we're having 40-degree days every single day. You're going to want a hoodie, and then you're not going to be able to find one for $34. Chatsports.com/purple hoodie. The third thing that you need to be watching for is Trenton Simpson and Teddy Buchanan. The quote-unquote battle between the two of those guys. Now, Simpson will be the starter week 1. That hasn't been 100% confirmed, but I would be very, very shocked if he wasn't. But I'm still really excited to see both of them, right? And I'm really excited to see both of them for a couple of different reasons. I'm excited to see Trenton Simpson because I'm excited to look at his improvement from last year to this one. Because last year ended on such a sour note for him, right? We can go to this. I don't even need to tell Jack what to do. He already just does it before I even ask. 0 snaps in week 15, 10 snaps in week 16, 17 combined, and then 0 snaps in both of the playoff games. So obviously, if he's going to get that starting nod, which I feel he would, he's going to have some improvement from last year to this one because they didn't even feel like he should be on the field at the end of last season. And for Teddy Buchanan, I'm just excited to see how legit this guy is, right? Again, I don't expect him to be the starter in the beginning of the season. Maybe he takes that job towards the end if Trenton Simpson kind of trends downwards like he did last season. But I'm excited to see his athleticism out there on the field. I'm excited to see his coverage skills. I'm excited to see his ability to tackle the football. I'm just excited to watch him play, 100%. Let me know down below. I just gave you a guy I'm excited to watch. You name a player that you're excited to watch for the preseason game tonight against the Indianapolis Colts. The fourth thing you got to look out for is Wester versus Wade. The two really small wide receivers that have the ability to absolutely go off anytime they have the ball in their hands. And we saw that from Dayton Wade last year. Dayton Wade stole the show in preseason for pretty much every single day in 2024. Every preseason game, we were saying the name of Dayton Wade. Now, Wester, he's had some really good days in camp, and he's had some, I don't want to say bad days, but some off days. Regardless, though, they're both electric players when they have the ball in their hands. But the thing about them is they're pretty much the same guy. Very, very similar. Similar heights. Wade's got 20 pounds on Wester, but similar ages, similar 40 times, similar broad jumps. They have a similar skill set. Both good returners, both small, both shifty. And so only one of them is going to make this roster. And I think the guy who makes this roster most likely is going to be Wester, unless Dayton Wade just comes out and is absolutely unbelievable during the preseason. So that's a battle between two players you should keep your eye on. And fifth, last but not least, I want to see Tyler Loop's consistency continue on, okay? The Sunday practice in M&T Bank Stadium was all about Tyler Loop. 7 for 7, made a 60-yard field goal. And then even on Tuesday's joint practice with the Colts, he continued that on. Had a really, really good day. And that's the thing I want from him. Just keep stacking those good days. Again, like I said on Monday, Tyler, I don't need you to be Justin Tucker. I don't need you to lead field goal percentage for a career in NFL history. I don't need that from you. What I need is to have confidence in you late in the season, late in the game, game on the line, ball on your foot, okay? That's all I need from you. Sound off. I gave you 5 of mine. What's the biggest thing you're watching for tonight against Indianapolis? It could be one of the things I said. It could be something totally different. I just need you to let me know in the comment section down below. It's going to do it for today's show. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Again, reminder, we're going to be live an hour before kickoff tonight. Ravens, Colts, right here on the Ravens Rundown. So, I'll see you guys later. Who you got? Why is there a new kicker? Something. Bryce, you can't be saying those things. Okay, that one's fine, says Jack. Oh, man. Oh, Bryce, I miss you. Flock, what channel are we using for loop? I think we go, Joe, loop, there it is. Loop, there it is. That's I think we got to go with that. Kimberly says Ravens all day. Cool Fire BP King says our defense. That's good. Joe Vargas has given us a BAL. So is the other Joe giving us a BAL. We got lots of people in here with us. 50 total viewers, 47 likes. Let's get that up to 50 likes, okay? Let's get those numbers up and get to 50 likes on today's show. If you guys really love the Ravens as much as you say you do, you'll like today's video. X-Light says, I want football. You and me both, X-Light. I want it so bad that tonight I'm going to go home. I'm going to say hi to my wife, say hi to my dog, and then Kennedy and I are going to start the new Netflix series on the SEC called Any Given Saturday. And I'm going to sit down there, I'm going to soak it all in, and I'm going to be incredibly excited. Speaking of SEC, I don't know if you guys know this, but I got really, really lucky and have an awesome opportunity here at work to cover my alma mater. I started late last week, a new channel here at Chat Sports called Tennessee Football Talk. It's like the Ravens Rundown except for Tennessee football, okay? As you all know, I'm a proud alumni of the University of Tennessee, love my Volunteers, love college football. And if you guys really, really are appreciative of the work I've been able to do for you guys right here at the Ravens Rundown, do me a favor. I just put that link in the comments and in the chat. Go ahead, click on that, and subscribe to that channel. Let's help us grow that fan base as much as we can, because I know that I support y'all. Y'all support me right here, and I appreciate you guys for all the love you constantly show me. We're sitting at about 1,530 subscribers on that channel. Fun fact, we had 1,000 subs in 3 days. It grew like crazy, and I'm appreciative if you've already joined us, if you've already subscribed for doing that, and if you haven't, click that link in the chat down below. I just put it in there, and hit that subscribe button so that way you can join me on that channel for everyday coverage of the Tennessee Volunteers. Even if you're not a fan of Tennessee, I'd appreciate you guys helping me out. Where are we with our questions? X-Light says he's an Oklahoma fan. Oh, X-Light, fun fact, I was actually at that game in Norman because we're here in Dallas, Texas. So it's about 3 hours north of us. So me and my college buddies all took the trip up, had a lot of fun because, of course, Tennessee won that game. And also, extra fun fact, my wife will be in Knoxville for the Oklahoma-Tennessee game this year in Halloween weekend. Bryce says, I will allow it. I love Baker Mayfield. Hey, Bryce. What's State's record this year? Bryce and I, we met each other at Mississippi State. If you didn't know, my first year after college, I moved to Starkville, Mississippi, worked for the Bulldogs for a year before I got this job here at Chat Sports. And Bryce and I were really good friends there. And you know what? He's still a very good friend, and I appreciate all the love he constantly shows me. And I miss him. I miss him a lot. Last year was rough for us OU fans, says X-Light. Yeah, it was. But honestly, if John Mateer's the man, and he might be the man, things could be looking back up for the Oklahoma Sooners. And if he's not the man, then it might be time for Brent Venables to get out of there. 4-8 says Bryce, lose to ASU and beat either Arkansas or Missouri. I think that's a fair prediction. I think that is. What do you think Cooper Rush's completion percentage will be in the preseason game? I think it'll be somewhere around 60%, 62%. Bryce, our producer today, is an ASU alum, and he says that he likes your prediction of Mississippi State losing to Arizona State. What's up with Mississippi State and playing Arizona schools? Because they played
ASU last year.
What did you say?
They played ASU last year.
Yeah, and they played Arizona the 2 years prior to that.
They probably had some sort of home and home type thing.
I guess the state
with the Arizona schools.
So is it in Tempe or is it in Starkville?
Last year was in Tempe.
Okay,
so I would assume it's in Starkville. Because last year, that was like one of their non-con games. And when they won that game, that was like, oh, this team might be pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we all know what happened from there.
Yeah. And then they were really good, and then Mississippi State was really bad. So we scheduled them when Leach was here, says Bryce. Oh, okay. Joe, great question. He liked the Pac-12 after dark. Yes, that he did. See, I love Pac-12 after dark. It was like one of my favorite things was being in college, going to a Tennessee game, and it's like a night game, right? So that starts at 7 o'clock Eastern usually, and you're at the game, then you get home, 11 o'clock, 11:30, you're exhausted, you're gross because you've been tailgating at the game all day. You take a shower, and then me and all my roommates would just sit down in the living room, watch some Pac-12 after dark till like 1 in the morning. It was the best. It was the absolute best. Jack, how we sitting with questions? He's got to check. Bryce says, I watched Scadaboo live before anyone knew about him. Yeah, Bryce, I hear that you created Camp Scadaboo. Kimberly says, Alabama will whoop every team. We will be back number one again. Kimberly, I hope not. I hope not. Big game in Tuscaloosa. Vols, Tide, in Bryant-Denny. That one's going to be a lot of fun.
I need people to ask questions using hashtag Ravens, not involving the preseason game this week.
Great.
We've got a good amount.
Yeah, okay,
but we could use some more.
More.
Not, and I repeat, not involving the game this Thursday.
Great.
Evergreen questions, as we call them.
Y'all heard it from Jack himself. We need questions in the chat down below, not involving Thursday's preseason games. They can be about training camp. They can be about the regular season. They can be anything about the roster. Heck, we've talked a lot of college football. If you guys want to ask me a college football question, get down below and ask a college football question. Anything you got for me, roster, depth chart, schedule, uniforms, regular season, playoffs, Super Bowl, anything you got, get it down below in the comment section. I'll do my best to get to it in the mailbag and answer that question for all of you lovely people. $41 people still watching. We got to 50 likes. Shout out to every one of you guys. Bryce says, all right, Joey, I'm going home from the office now, but I love you so much and happy I got to see your smiling face today. Bryce, I love you, brother. I miss you. Hope you had a good day at work. And and I appreciate you for hanging out. Miss you, buddy. X-Light, who's won the national championship? Good question. Steve Loop, enjoy the show. Will you be going to the Dallas game 8/16? No, Steve. Wait, is this Steve Loop as in Tyler Loop's father? Because I'm pretty sure it is because you followed me on Twitter. Steve, let me know in the chat. I won't be going to the Dallas game because we'll be here on the channel going live for it. And so, unfortunately, will not be in attendance for that one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Steve Loop, as in Tyler Loop's dad. Pretty cool stuff. He was the Arizona kicker, yes. Oh, Jack's mom and dad are Arizona alums. Interesting. Did they meet at Arizona? There we go. My dad went to Arkansas. My mom did not go to school. Shouldn't say, says Steve. Steve, I like you keeping it coy. Appreciate you watching the channel. Really does mean a lot. What? He is our top fan. Mr. Loop is down there and is a top fan right next to attendance squad. And then, gosh, who was that in third place? Oh, it was like Ascente or something like that. Yeah. Steve Loop is number one. If you want to get to the top of that list, you got to super chat or keep on commenting. So get down there in the comment section if you guys have, the means to make a donation to the channel. We would really appreciate you. Help you get to top fan. Alrighty, we're going to get to the mailbag. Appreciate all your questions. Keep those coming on in. Excited to answer those for you guys. Jack, are we ready to roll? Alrighty, let's do it. Mailbag coming at you right now. It's mailbag time right here on the Ravens Rundown. Thank you so much for joining us. I am your host, Joey Petersen. Every single one of the loyal members of our Ravens Rundown flock got in the comment section of our live show on Tuesday, and they asked me some awesome questions. So that's what we are answering on today's show. And guess what, guys? It's the best time of the year because football season is just around the corner. And if you got some people in your life that are really big Ravens fans, but you need them to lock in even more, share this video with a friend. Let's help grow this fan base as much as we can. We all know 5, 6, 70 Ravens fans out there. So if you do me one big favor, share this video. I would really, really appreciate it. Let's get into our first question of the day from Attendance Squad. In your opinion, how do you think the training camp for Lamar Jackson and the whole team is going? A great question, Attendance Squad. It's hard to answer this because there's up and down days, kind of like with everything. Lamar's had up and down days. The Baltimore Banner released their stock up, stock down report where they polled 21 media members who have been at training camps, and they voted on Lamar Jackson's grade so far, and he got a lot of votes for the B to B minus range. Now, that doesn't make me worried about him at all for the 2025 season. He's going to be an absolute beast. I know that. I'm confident in that. But I think there's been good days and bad days, right? I think it's kind of going a little bit middling. There's been a lot of penalty problems. There's been some issues on other sides of the football, right? But for the most part, every single day, they're seeing some big plays from the guys they're going to need some big plays from in the 2025 season. And because of that, I think you got to chalk a lot of that up to some success. Next up, we got Kimberly Harmon. Who gets first sacks, Stark or Mike Green? I like that. My gut tells me, obviously, Mike Green because he's an edge rusher. But I want to get spicy today. Give me Malachi Starks coming in on a safety blitz. I don't know who he's going to sack. I don't know who it's going to be, what week it's going to be. But first sack of the regular season between Starks or Mike Green, give it to Malachi Starks. You heard it here first. Welp, coming up, if you were to make a 7-on-7 team out of the Ravens roster, who would you pick? Okay, so I'm going to make a 7-on-7 team that has to play both ways, okay? So I'm choosing one quarterback, he doesn't have to, and then 6 receivers and 6 other players, okay? Give me Lamar, obviously. I want LaJohntay Wester. I want Zay Flowers. I want Kyle Hamilton. I want Dayton Wade, Rashad Bateman, and one more athletic guy. Give me Nate Wiggins. That is my 7-on-7. You got a lot of athletic freaks on there. I think it'd be a really good team. I'd love to see Lamar Jackson in the 7-on-7 setting. I think Kyle Hamilton would be awesome in it as well. Zay Flowers, I feel like his style of football, every time he catches the ball, he almost wants to go anywhere but upfield. And I feel like for 7-on-7, that's something that works really, really well. Joe's coming up next. How many touchdowns and interceptions will Lamar Jackson have this year? Well, last year he had 41-4. I think he's going to take a little bit of a step down in touchdowns, a little bit of a step up in interceptions just because 41-4 was unbelievable. So give me 38 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Not that much different and still a phenomenal season, okay? But last year was like one of the best seasons a quarterback's ever had in the history of this game. Coming up next from Matthew Meterson. Will hashtag Ravens sign Zadarius Smith? No, I don't think so. Now, he has had his history with Baltimore, right? He's played for this team, played for this franchise before. He's still available at the recording of this video. But, I just feel like they're confident in the group that they have. Unless, David Ajabo and Tavius Robinson go out in the preseason games and training camp and look terrible or get hurt, that's the only reason they'd sign Zadarius Smith. But I think they're confident in the edge rushers they have. Okay? I really think they are. And so I'm going to probably lean towards no. It's your turn to vote, though, on that same exact question. Should the Ravens sign Zadarius Smith? Give me a yes or give me a no in the comment section down below. If you think Baltimore should bring back the edge rusher that's currently a free agent, I think he wouldn't be a bad addition, but I just don't know if he'd be useful on this team. You let me know your answer. Hashtag Ravens record predictions for this year. That's a great question. I think it's going to be 11-6 or 12-5. I think the ceiling is like 15-2, 16-1. Honestly, the ceiling is probably 17-0 because this team can win every single game they play. But I think it's going to be somewhere around 11-6. You got a really, really tough stretch in the first 4 games. You play on the road week 1 against Buffalo. Then you have the Browns. Then you have the Lions. Then you're on the road again in Arrowhead. So you kind of got to get out of there. You'd be happy to go 2-2. And so I think 11-6, 12-5, that's kind of where I'm going with it. Jacko is up next. Would it be smart, do you suppose, if there's blowout territory, 17 plus in either direction, regardless of who's winning, they'll pull the starters against Detroit? I guess so. Interesting question, talking about a week 3 regular season game. But yeah, I guess that would be smart. If it's late, right? We saw this team give up a ton of late games last year. Obviously, the loss against the Browns, the loss against the Raiders, the almost loss against the Cowboys. They made a super big push late. And so if it's like halfway through the fourth quarter, you're up 17, and you have the ball, then yeah, I'd pull the starters. Up next, we got Ravens 76B more. If Jair balls out and stays healthy, do you think Ravens potentially offer him a contract extension? My gut tells me no, Ravens 76B more, and not because they wouldn't want to, but mainly because I think he'd be priced out. Like, if Jair Alexander has a really good season, there's going to be somebody that's going to offer him more than Baltimore is going to be willing and able to, okay? Just because you got to think of the other extensions they're going to do over the next year, or they're going to need to do over the next year. And I don't know if Jair, at a really, really expensive price, is going to fit that, okay? I think another team would kind of outbid for him, and, he'd be gone. Make sure that you get this before they're gone. Purple hoodies. Chatsports.com/purple hoodie. $34. They were $70, now $34. And I know it's summer. I know it's hot. Trust me, we live in Dallas. That's where we're based out of. I get the heat. But winter is right around the corner. That means 40 degree, 30 degree, 20 degree days in Baltimore are just a couple of months away. And don't let that time come and then decide you want a new Ravens hoodie. Just go ahead and get it now where you can get it at this awesome price. $34. Chatsports.com/purple hoodie. Made it super easy for you. Put it in the links or put that link in the comments and description of today's video. Up next, we got Boggs. Scale of 1 to 10. How big of an impact does Wester carve out for himself this preseason? I think a pretty big role. Now, that lessens significantly when the regular season rolls around, but for the preseason, I think that's going to be a 6 or 7. I think there's a good chance after the end of every single preseason game, we're sitting here talking, saying, wow, Wester really, really showed what he's able to do. Wow, he was really, really impressive. I really hope that happens. So give me a 7 because he's going to do a lot in the offense, and he's also going to be the return guy as well. Young boy, coming up next. Does Ruben Lowry have any chance to make the active roster, perhaps over J.A.D.? Yeah, I think Ruben Lowry is going to make the roster. This team is known for giving UDFAs a shot. They did it last year with Bo Braid. They typically do it every single offseason. I think Ruben Lowry is the guy who's impressed the most of all their undrafted free agents, okay? He's had a really, really good camp. I talked about the Baltimore Banner stock report article that came out the other day. His stock up, he had the most votes for stock up of every single person on this team. And so I really think he's got a good chance. The only thing that's hurting his chance is how deep that cornerback room already is. But regardless, I think they'll take a shot on it. Up next, we got attendance squad. What do you think Baltimore's preseason record will be? I'm gonna say 2-1. Give me 2-1. Okay? That's my thoughts. That's my prediction. You let me know what y'all think down below in the chat, but give me 2-1. Win 2, drop 1. It is your lucky day. Okay? You found a place to go for daily coverage, live analysis, live watch parties right here on the Ravens Rundown. Congratulations. So happy that you're here. Now all you got to do is make this thing official and hit that subscribe button. Join us today for all of those things, 100% free all year long. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Next up, we got X-Light. Who's winning the national championship? A little bit of college football question. X-Light. Thanks so much for putting that in here. If Arch Manning is good, and I'm not even saying Arch Manning has to be what people are putting Arch Manning up to be. People are thinking he's the second coming of Christ, right? We had Paul Feinbaum say he's the best player since Tim Tebow. But if he's like really good, I think Texas could win it. They always do a really, really good job of backfilling in the portal. They've got a really, really good team. He's got really good weapons behind him, and he might be the best quarterback in the country. Okay, so maybe Texas, if Clemson could stay healthy because they play in an easy ACC conference, they're going to make the playoff. I think Clemson might have a shot. And Penn State, will they be able to win the big one? That's the big question for them, okay? They got a good team. Drew Aller could be the best quarterback in the country at the end of the year. They've got a lot of really good pieces. A lot of people returned from that Penn State team last year. Will James Franklin be able to put it all together and win the big one? That's going to be the big question. So those are 3 teams that I gave you. If I had to choose one of those 3 teams, I think I would choose the Texas Longhorns. What Ravens game this season will Lamar Jackson have the most yards? Okay, I think it's going to be Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati is going to be the answer to that question. And I say that one because a lot of times if it's against a bad team, he's not going to play half of the fourth quarter, right? I could easily say Browns. I could easily say any other team, the Jets. But, like, he might get pulled from that game or they might just run the ball a ton. For Cincinnati, if it's anything like last season, those games are going to be shootouts, and that defense did not get any better, Cincinnati's. And so Lamar's still going to be able to have his way with them. Give me the Cincinnati Bengals game. Last up, what's the biggest trap game in 2025? #Ravens. So I got the schedule pulled up here. I think a trap game could be week 2 against Cincinnati. Or excuse me, not against Cincinnati, against Cleveland. Because you're just coming off of week 1 against Buffalo, and then the 2 weeks after that game, you have the Lions and the Chiefs. So I think the Browns game could be a trap one. Another trap game, I think, could be that Jets game on November 23rd, because right after that, you get Bengals, Steelers, Bengals. And so that could be a game that really you kind of overlook. You're already going to be pretty tired. You've played at that point like 5 weeks straight, 6 weeks straight without your bye week. And so I think those are the 2. I think it is the Jets game and the Browns game that's on week 2. What do you think is the biggest trap game for the Baltimore Ravens in 2025? Let me know your answer in the comment section down below. I gave you mine. Now it's time for you to give me yours. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. Make sure you get me on Twitter. You can find me on social media. You can find me Twitter, Instagram, @Joey Petersen 8. More than anything, though, make sure you subscribe to the channel right here, youtube.com/RavensTV. And we are done. Ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you guys for hanging out with us today. It was an awesome audience. Got me really, really juiced up for this upcoming preseason game on Thursday night. If you want to make a late run and be the top fan in today's show, go ahead and super chat to get to the top of that leaderboard, or you can continue to comment all stream long until we get out of here. Toby says greetings from Germany. What's going on, Toby? Thanks so much for hanging out with us. Jack, good show today. Nice little pace. Last live show before football is here. I'm pumped, man. It's not here yet with preseason. But I'm not like Petey. I think it's back. I don't think it's back week 0 of college football season. I think it's back week 1 of college football season. Labor Day weekend. Week 0 is the week before that, August 23rd. But week 1 is Labor Day weekend. So the 30th. Yeah, it's awesome, man. It's awesome. Cool Fire, who do you think the Browns should put their starting quarterback as? No NFL. Week 1 of college football, no NFL games. I know. It's the best every year. I wish I was going to be home to just kind of sit on my couch. Yes, exactly. Oh, yeah, we'll have Monday off. I'll be in Boston. Yep, that's my Boston trip. Dude, they really did. I'm just late to the trend. Yeah, it's awesome. I'm excited. Alrighty. Toby says Colts games at 1 a.m. German time. Toby, I don't care. I better see you for at least 15 minutes. Thanks so much for being here. Hey, let's get 2 more likes. Let's get to 60 likes before we get out of here. 2 more likes. If you haven't hit that thumbs up button yet, right now is the time to do so. Hit that. Help me out. Let's get to 60. And once we do, we'll call it a day. And the next time you guys see me live, guess what? It'll be an hour before we're kicking off the 2025 preseason right here on the Ravens Rundown. Toby, Colts game, 1 a.m. That is a little bit brutal. You don't have to stay for the whole time. And we'll be live an hour before. So we'll be live midnight, German time. So you can last until 12:15. That's all I'm asking. Again, thanks so much, everybody, for being here. We got to 62 likes. That's going to do it for today's show. For producer Jack, my name is Joey Petersen. Y'all have a wonderful day, and God bless.